Now, to get the official weigh-ins for UFC 187 underway, here is Joe Rogan.
What's up, my friends? Welcome to the weigh-ins. Woo! Ariane, Chrissy, Brittany, Vanessa, Luciana, Dana White. Without him, none of this would be possible. Joe Silva, best matchmaker on the planet Earth. Lorenzo Fertitta, without him, we would not be here. Bruce Buffer, voice of the Octagon. Let's get things started. We got an epic card, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kick it off in the flyweight division. Justin Scoggins versus Joshua Sampo. Up on the scale, Josh Sampo. $126. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like it's going to be exciting. Live on UFC Fight Pass, Justin Scoggins and Joshua Sampo. The next fight takes place in the lightweight division. Islam Makhachev versus Leo Kuntz. Mike Pyle versus Colby Covington. Mr. Covington. And his opponent, Las Vegas' own Mike Quicksand Pyle. From Mr. Pyle. Live on UFC Fight Pass, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Pyle and Colby Covington. Next, we move to the prelims live on Fox Sports 1. We kick things off in the women's strawweight division. Rose Namajunas versus Nina Ansarov. And her opponent, Rose Namajunas. For Thug Rose. Nina Ansarov and Rose Namajunas. First fight on Fox Sports 1. Next, we move to the middleweight division. Uriah Hall versus Rafael Natal. and Uriah Hall. From Mr. Hall. Rafael Natal and Uriah Hall. We move to the welterweight division. Dong Young Kim versus Josh Berkman. From Mr. Berkman. And his opponent, Dong Young Kim. Mr. Kim. Ladies and gentlemen. Next we move to the flyweight division. John Dodson versus Zach Makowski. David Dodson. Zach Mikulski and John Dodson, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the main card. Live on pay-per-view, we kick things off in the flyweight division. Joseph Benavidez versus John Moraga. From Mr. Moraga. And his opponent, Joseph Benavidez. Mr. Benavidez. John Moraga and Joseph Benavidez, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the heavyweight division. Travis Hoppa Brown versus Andre the Pitbull Orlovsky. For the former UFC heavyweight champ. And his opponent, Travis Hoppa Brown. fight takes place in the lightweight division. Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus John the Bull Makdessi. For Mr. Makdessi. And his opponent, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. For Cowboy. It's a hell of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. John Makdessi and Donald Cerrone. Now let's take a closer look at the two men involved in the co-headliner.
Chris Weidman defends his middleweight title against Vitor the Phenom Belfort. It's a fight between the very best contender against the man who dethroned the man. Vitor Belfort has more experience than any other world-class fighter.
Experience, it's something you cannot buy. I fought the best guys in the sport, and that's part of my legacy.
It's arguable that right now he's never been better. Look at the fight with Michael Bisping. Look at the fight with Luke Rockhold. Look at the fight with Dan Henderson. Three of the most spectacular victories of Vitor Belfort's career, and they are his last three fights. That is the momentum that Vitor Belfort will be riding into his title shot against Chris Weidman.
You know, I won the belt. That was one of my goals. Now I get to start building my own legacy.
Chris Weidman is the quintessential gritty wrestler. Has world-class submission skills. He also has knockout power, and he is very mentally tough. You have the man who beat not once but twice the greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever in Anderson Silva. And then a victory over Lyoto Machida in a 5-round war.
Going through those fights, now I know for a fact I'm the best in the world.
My main goal, I am the new middleweight champion.
Really, the goal of every time is I'm just trying to break these guys' wills.
I'm about to make history.
I'm not going to stop until I finish them.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the challenger, the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Vitor Belfort. center. And his opponent, the reigning, defending, undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Chris Weidman. For the champion. I'm here with the challenger, Vitor Belfort. Vitor, when it comes to careers in the UFC, your career is virtually unparalleled. You started off at UFC 12. I mean, it's been a spectacular run. And now here you are at UFC 187 fighting for the title. Give us your thoughts on what this journey has been like and what tomorrow night means to you.
What's up, guys? What's up, Brazil? What's up, America? So for me, it's a dream. I'm living the dream. I'm just blessed to be on this sport and perform and ready to win tomorrow.
Good luck to you, sir. Can't wait to see the fight. Vitor Belfort, ladies and gentlemen. I'm with the champ, Chris Weidman. First of all, Chris, what were you saying to Vitor? What was upsetting you?
You know, I left him alone with this whole drug testing, but then we just found out during camp he had a 1,200 testosterone score. I'm 10 years younger than him, and he's got a way higher testosterone level. This guy's still cheating. I'm going to make him pay for it tomorrow night.
Good luck to you, sir. The champion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a closer look at the other two men involved in the co-headliner of the evening.
Breaking news just into Fox Sports 1. The UFC has stripped Jon Jones of his light heavyweight title and suspended him indefinitely. We welcome in UFC President Dana White.
He's disappointed, but it is what it is. It was the decision we had to make. You know what they say, the show goes on. Daniel Cormier is the type of guy, as soon as he heard it, he said, I'm ready and put me in. I want this opportunity, and was beyond pumped.
We all have to walk to the octagon knowing that it's our time and this opportunity was presented to us for a reason. We have to take advantage of it.
I just want to fight for the belt. I don't care who's across the cage from me. I'm going to fight them the same way I fight everybody. It doesn't matter once that cage door is closed behind us.
You know, that championship is what drives me.
Daniel Cormier will, without a doubt, be the toughest guy Rumble Johnson has ever faced. Cormier is an Olympic-level athlete. He is a guy that has unparalleled wrestling skill.
Daniel's hardcore. He fought Jon Jones and he fought him 5 rounds. That says a lot. And I have nothing but respect for him.
Rumble right now is one of the most terrifying guys in the UFC. The way he went after Alexander Gustafsson, the way he took apart Minotauro Nogueira.
I think he's a phenomenal fighter. He's got a good wrestling base and he's got just jarring power in his hands. But, I mean, I fought at heavyweight for a long time. Everybody hits hard. I think a lot of it is perception. You know, a lot of times people buy into what's perceived to be.
I mean, if he wants to think that way, let him think that way. At the end of the day, it comes down to who wants it the most.
I truly believe I'm going to win.
I think I have all the tools to beat him.
It will be a lifetime goal that's finally been accomplished.
I'm here to win titles.
You may as well pack that belt up. Send it to me.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the vacant UFC light heavyweight title. Introducing Daniel Cormier. For Mr. Cormier. And his opponent, Anthony Rumble Johnson. For Rumble. I'm here with Daniel Cormier. First of all, Daniel, what did it feel like to get that call, to get another shot at the title, and give us your thoughts about Rumble and his opponent tomorrow night?
It felt amazing to get this call. I think the world of Rumble as an opponent, but at the end of the day, the truth is Anthony Johnson is not good enough to beat me. I'm going to be the UFC light heavyweight champion tomorrow.
Daniel Cormier, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with a slightly amused Rumble Johnson. What did you think about what Daniel just said, and what do you think about tomorrow night?
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us. Honestly, Daniel's entitled to his own opinions. What's going to matter is tomorrow night, and we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens, sir. Good luck to you. Rumble Johnson and Daniel Cormier. We will see you all live tomorrow night on pay-per-view. Thank you very much for coming out.